Sparks of Joy was an idea that we had as part of Rotherham Together, which was a programme that was trying to rebuild hope and confidence and just sort of make sure that we support communities as we come out of lockdown, both to come out of lockdown safely, but then also for those people who might be shielding or who might have anxiety. We didn't want to leave anyone behind. And we'd had an idea of, one of the programming strands was joy, and an idea of just popping up on streets and just kind of random and unexpected. It was a bit kind of like the random acts of kindness, but random acts of joy. And it was a way to support different artists and performers who'd not been able to work for a year, but also just a way to send a really simple message that we haven't forgotten people who were shielding and people who might not have seen their families, and we just wanted to bring a little smile to people's faces. Sparks of Joy took individual performances from illuminated drummers to Bhangra to pyrotechnics to acrobats into care homes across Rotherham to bring a little bit of joy to residents who hadn't seen family members for over a year, just to remind them that we didn't forget them and that Rotherham still values them and their health and happiness. I think working with nursing homes, although it wasn't where the project started, it actually meant that it had a bigger impact. I think it would have been lovely to do it on residential streets and, just sort of see people coming out of their homes and seeing their neighbours and, kind of interacting from across the street. But when we were sort of having to adapt and we went into care homes, you sort of really realise how people got left behind during lockdown, and it was just so lovely and heartwarming to just see their reaction to it. And there were points where we were a little bit nervous, so we'd take a Spark, which is a illuminated drumming trio, and it's really loud. So they have drums and they have kind of amplifiers in their drums, and just as they were kind of starting up, they turned the lights off so that you could see the show, and you sort of suddenly get that moment of doubt where you're like, oh, what if they hate it, what if they don't like it, what if it upsets somebody, and what if we've just we've read the tone wrong here. And they did their first set, and at the end of the first set it went quiet and all you could hear was just like, yeah, more. And it was just, I think that's one of the things that makes programming work like that is on such an intimate and unexpected scale completely worth it. The joy that it brought to that group of 20 residents sitting in a care home sitting room where they've sat for the last year and not really had anything else kind of interacting with them was just phenomenal. And people who were kind of, when it got warmer and the nights got a little bit lighter and they were sort of able to sit out in their gardens, still kind of socially distanced from the performers, to hear them chatting and to hear them laughing, and they just had an absolute ball at every single performance that we went to, which is, it's such a lovely thing to be able to gift that to a group of people who've had a really, really rough time and who aren't seen. So they can often be forgotten. If you don't know somebody in a care home, if it's not kind of part of your family, you might not have remembered that those people are there and that they've had a really rough lockdown. So it was such a lovely thing to be able to give something back to that group of people. So that was it really. It was a really simple way of just staying connected with people and just saying, we see you, we haven't forgotten you, and we want you to be part of Rotherham Together.